Hi, this is Alan. I like IRONWORX because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love IRONWORX with Josh, Walt and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cozy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that IRONWORX with Josh, Walt and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the IRONWORX.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Ironrealmmedia is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the IRONWORX with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the IRONWORX and become an Iron Scout.
Happy Friday, my friend.
Good morning, good morning. We talked the whole night through. Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Information comes from random people on the internet. Cami thinks internet, the earth is flat. It's like school. Yeah.
Dark matter, that is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, I'm afraid of course, that there is no dark matter out there. So what? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard,
Well, pitter patter, let's get at her.
Oh, TGIF. Finally, it's an F. We made it till Friday. It's a cold Friday out there. It's only 20 degrees or so. And that's as warm as it's going to be for the rest of the day. Probably for the rest, well, maybe not the rest of the weekend, but at least tomorrow. And it's going to get down, dipping cold. So I'm wearing my union suit today because it's going to be a cold one. And only the second or third chance this year I've had a legitimate reason to wear my union suit. Because I'll wear it for no legitimate reason. Good morning, Zack. How the hell are you doing?
Oh, I'm not too bad. Had trouble falling asleep.
That sucks.
Yeah. But I made it.
Good deal. How about you, Walter? How are you doing this morning?
I'm all right. I just didn't sleep much or well either. I don't know. Probably more stressed about the weather than everything. I don't know. I mean, over here again, I missed it. Like as I came in, you were just starting to talk about the union suit and blah, blah, blah. With that, I missed the temperature. How cold is it?
Right now, it's like 20, but we're maxed out.
Oh, God.
We're maxed. It's going to do nothing but fall.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Until tonight. Well, no, it's going to continue to fall. It just kind of levels out at about 10 degrees. And then tonight hits, and then it drops again. And we're going to drop down to about -4, I think.
Oh, my God. I'm so sorry.
With about 7 inches of snow.
Well, you'll definitely be on my mind.
I got
all this
15 to 20 little 1-pound bottles of propane just in case. I got 2 20-pound tanks of propane just in case. I mean, I don't have enough heaters to keep us all alive, but I got plenty of propane.
There you go.
That's right, Justin. A great, big, long-sleeved onesie. Although, to be fair, it doesn't necessarily snap in the crotch. I got buttons in the back and buttons in the front, but no little 3-snap bodysuit type of onesie situation going on. It's all just step in and step out. I sure like those as a younger man. Those bodysuits that snapped right there at the crotch. Not for me per se, but for others.
I like my Spider-Man onesie, my He-Man onesie.
Now, I think people are getting footy pajamas and onesies confused. A onesie is what a baby wears.
Okay, yeah.
It's like baby underwear. A onesie is just underwear for babies. As opposed to like footy pajamas, where you can step into each leg and then there's a zipper that runs up one leg all the way up to your neck. And you can toddle around with basically like a union suit, but it's got built-in slippers. So it's hard to
I can't not do it. You've said it too many times now. Look for the union label. Okay, I'm done. God, I'm so fucking old.
You better not be singing that too loud either. They're in the South.
That's true. It does have a bit of a double entendre down here. Yeah, well, I again, I live as far south as you can without wading boots.
Getting into Texas.
All right. Or no, get into the ocean, or wait, I'm sorry, the Gulf of wherever the fuck there are now. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be cold. It isn't there yet. I think the high yesterday was 72.
Shit.
And the low tonight, yeah, and the low tonight will be around 58. I mean, like tonight's, where we're at right now, the lowest it got was 58. That being said, tonight the low will get down to 50, and then the next night it'll get down to 44, and then Sunday we're going to be hitting those 20s and 22s, and like, yeah, it's going to be pipe worrying and worrying about the cats not being there if they're not there, and that's the part, like, pipes can freeze, and electricity can go off, knock on wood, and all those things can happen. But when it's all said and done, me and Michelle can go get in the bed and cuddle up, stay there, and make it if we had to. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But cats, they're outside, and they have their own mind and their own will and their own territorialness, and there's only so much room in that little outer porch. And while they all have been out there, all 7 of them at once in the cold, all finding their spots and sleeping together, some cold nights that isn't the case, and somebody gets pissy and somebody runs somebody else off, and a tree gets found over in a corner, and now where's my tree, or whatever happens, and I go out there, and now there's only 4 cats out there, or 2 cats out there, or sometimes no cat out there, and it's like, great, and I have to worry the whole rest of that night. And it's fine when it's only 38 or whatever, but when it gets into below freezing, that's when I got to really go, where are my cats, man? And they all made it through last year with the snow, and we made it through fine with way more, damaging situation for us here. Again, most of it is the fact that our infrastructure isn't made for this ever, because I was in shorts all day yesterday. So we're not built for this. We don't prepare for this. We're not designed for this. And so when it does get like this, we're all just like, what do we do? So I went to get whatever, just a few things we needed for the house. And while I was in the store, I was like, where are all these people here that hit me? That's right. End of days are coming this weekend. So I kind of adjusted my little go get 1 or 2 things to, like, suddenly I'm in the mini basket with like stuff hanging out the side, shoving crab under the bottom. I'm like, I should have got a big basket. So yeah, it's that whole thing. Just getting ready for preparing for the worst, hoping for the best. But I know you all, anybody above me, like above like all them Yankees and up in Alexandria, if you don't know where that was, all you guys, yeah, are going to be cold and danger cold and scary cold. Like me worrying about everybody cold. So definitely stay warm, keep a candle and all that. You have to tell them that trick, Josh. I don't know it well enough to not get somebody to burn down their car interior.
To which trick are you referring?
The candle in the car with you.
Oh,
you know, freeze to
just
death.
for safety. Yeah, because it doesn't take much more than like a tea light candle. In an emergency situation, say you're driving down a dark and snowy road and you hit a patch of black ice, your car skids out, slams into the snowbank, and it keeps snowing and it covers you up and nobody can find you. You carry a can of cat litter. It's going to help you maybe find traction, but if not, and with that can of cat litter, you just keep a few candles, because it won't take much more than a tea light candle to keep you alive in the car. Like the tea light candle should keep the temperature from dropping too low, and you can get bigger candles from there to make you more comfortable. And that's the great part about the cat litter, is you can just jam the candle into the cat litter, and that's going to keep things a bit more safe and help avoid burning the car down. Make sure you do crack a window, because carbon monoxide will likely build up, and that'll kill you too. So food, water, tea light, at least. Cat litter, maybe just a bucket of dirt for traction, like Zack's told you. Extra blanket. All that kind of fun stuff. Just in case. Yeah, I was thinking about it the other day, and on any given day, just driving to or from work or just being out and about, basically anytime I'm in my car, I've got food and water for about a week. I could literally just drop off the map and be gone and be okay. Be comfortable, probably, even given the amount of knives that I carry. I could probably make myself pretty damn comfortable for a good long week all by myself and not have to worry about seeing or talking to another person. I could just disappear, be gone.
That is a nice little bug out bag you got there.
That's not even my bug out bag. That is not carrying with me my bug out bag or anything. That's just my daily driver, what I have in my car, what I have in my Merce. And it's just, I don't know what else to call it. It's a fucking big canvas backpack where I keep my insulated bag for my lunch, a couple bottles of water, my weed, my, just my general stuff, deodorant, mouthwash, all the stuff to cover up the weed smell, all that fine stuff. And that's just what I kind of carry with me. That's my Merce. And it's usually in my car. Not far from me.
No spray can of Axe.
Well, that's the great thing about the patchouli roll-on, is it's small. And you can just roll it on right there. Real quick, real easy. No excessive smell like you're trying to cover something up. Just a little bit of patchouli.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Andrew B. How the hell are you?
Andy B. Good morning.
I am doing fairly well, but in regards to the whole, got a little bit of weed smell on you. That's what I tell my class. That, from the whole Half-Baked movie, Abracadabra, and when they go meet Samson, that's like the code word. That's what I always tell them, every module, if you hear me say that, it means mouthwash, Axe body spray, wash your hands, and come back to class. But the reason I'm mainly calling in right now, or joining in for the moment, is because I just built a brand new computer, my new rig, and I'm still trying to get a lot of the software, like Teams. I'm having a little bit of a glitch here and there. So if you guys wouldn't mind, someone DM me in Teams the actual the link to it, because I think I might have a solution to it, but I'm trying to still set it up. But
I think
anyways,
I can do it.
Okay, yeah, just DM it to me, and then from there, I will have some other stuff to try to figure out. And it's very much appreciated. I'm not really going to try to join in and hog the show by any means, but it's going to be helpful because I have teams for class, and then I have teams for joining into other people, this stream specifically. And thank you very much, Josh. I'll check that out in a little bit.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm still in the process, of just getting all the software updated, but I built a beast.
Sweet. Yeah. Real quick before you start digging into the specs, I just want, in my addition to the winter driving stuff, yeah, Justin, that's a good point. Always keep your car topped up. The fuel tank topped, just in case. It's one of those things. Yeah. Never let it get below a quarter tank. That's probably true. I think even in the wintertime, don't let it get below 3/4 of a tank. Just in case.
And don't neglect your filter.
Right.
Buy a drink first.
Say what?
He said buy it a drink first.
Oh, okay. Engine deposits get in there from the fuel and things like that, and it's one of those things that can mess up your engine very, very, well, slowly but extremely over the years. And people neglect their fuel filter, which is extraordinarily easy to replace.
I've not had to change one with these new cars, but with the older cars, in my experience, that's just not true.
Oh, okay, well, I'm in the new car situation, but yeah, it's about as difficult as changing out your oil filter. It takes a little bit of work, a couple of tools here and there. Not that big of a deal, though.
Yeah, once they started putting them outside the gas tank, it sure made it a lot easier.
Okay. Well said, sir.
Oh, wow.
You guys
Apparently Louis had... Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying hey to everybody in chat, and I finally got down here and see Louis, Chicago artist, apparently had a little earthquake where he's currently located, which says Sicily. I'm assuming that's the name of the town you are, or you are in
he's
Italy.
in Italy, probably.
No shit.
He goes back quite a bit. He's got family there.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, that's cool to know. I just met him over at Flattoberfest. Didn't get to know as much about his personal family and all that. So
last I heard, he was just not going to say no to anything. He's going to live his life always saying yes. I figured that's a good way to end up in Italy.
Nice.
So before I have to
Well,
go
I hope you're
AFK,
safe, Louis. That's what I'm trying to get to. Sorry. Go ahead, Andrew.
Before I have to go AFK, yes, that is one thing I've been talking about for a while because I live in California, and apparently there was a 5.0 or something like that down in LA, I think yesterday or something like that. And people neglect to actually acknowledge there are these weird things that happen, whether it be HARP or, just random type of typhoons or hurricanes. Just be prepared, people. I mean, it snowed in Pensacola, Florida a couple days ago. So it's like,
that's
what
crazy.
The fuck? Yeah, and they're expecting another hurricane, like blizzard type of thing, come through. That happened about 6-7 years ago, roughly, where it just went through the exact same path from Texas all the way up to Ohio. It's just going to be like this next freezing cold kind of situation. And it doesn't cost
they've
very
been
much.
so wrong about the weather here. This thing is doing crazy stuff in my area. Like, they're usually not this wrong. It was supposed to be like 21 degrees this morning. It's 41 degrees right now.
Yeah, that was something I didn't get to either. I got sidetracked because earlier in the week, we were supposed to, by Friday night, start seeing slushy rain and mid-20 temperatures. Then they got moved to Saturday night. It would start. And Saturday and Sunday would be the worst wet, don't drive, don't go anywhere days. But now I'm seeing, when I went and checked a while ago, Saturday is still going to be in the 60s. And that evening is only going to be 44 now. And it's showing that Sunday is going to be the worst temperature
That's
days.
how mine's do. Yep.
So like every day they're pushing it further out, further out. Yep. Now it's still showing lots of rain and all that, storms and all that on Saturday, which is going to really mess us up because we were planning on moving all that
They
stuff
took
out of.
all the rain off of our Saturday. It was supposed to be raining all day Saturday. Now it's no rain at all. And then Sunday it starts now.
Again, if they don't have a weather cricket in a matchbox, I don't need to hear it.
Don't listen to them. Yeah, I ain't listening.
The point I was trying to make is that the majority of people, I'm going to say upwards of 95% of people in the U.S. are not prepared for this kind of thing. All of a sudden, like a random hurricane, tornado, a blizzard, or an earthquake, these massive events that happen. Most people are not prepared. And it doesn't cost very much.
Water, if you could just do the very least, water and a couple bags of apples. Something you can carry with you. You don't have to refrigerate it. And believe it or not, you could live off apples for a little while.
Yeah,
I mean,
potatoes, dehydrated.
Yeah, you're going to want to eat stuff. But, I mean, apples are easy to carry.
Propane doesn't have a shelf life. I actually have.
But I mean, if you have to get up and go, carrying a propane tank around would suck. Like, you have to get up and start walking. Like, cars are not moving, this and that. I have a canteen that I can attach to my backpack. And then I have a bag of apples right now. I always have a bag of apples.
Wait, always?
Always.
All right. Zach,
I usually eat an apple just about every night. I try to eat one.
I couldn't get to my mute quick enough, Andrew. You beat me to it. That's another nickname to add to
Johnny the Appleseed.
Zach's list. Yeah.
No, it's cool. I mean, I like apples. They're really good for your teeth. It's like
good for
the
your
dentist
gut.
approved taking off plaque because of the skin, and they're good for your teeth. And apples are really good.
They are awesome for your gut. If you have stomach issues, now some stomach issues, like, because apples have a lot of fiber, some people don't need a lot of fiber. They've got other stuff going on that too much fiber could actually interfere, clog it up a little bit too much. But if you have a somewhat healthy gut, but your immune system isn't all that great, don't eat for at least 16 hours just one time. Try it. I do it at least once a week.
I do too.
But
yeah. Intermittent fasting.
It takes about 14 hours to digest food, for your body to fully digest something you ate. And while your body's doing that, it doesn't produce certain enzymes in your gut. Your gut lining, stuff like that. It replenishes, it, moves in new cells, moves out the old cells. Your body doesn't do all that stuff nearly as efficiently when you're digesting food. So your body needs a little bit of time to rest. If you're eating every 8 hours, you're never giving your body a chance to rest. So it's never having a chance to produce all those enzymes and stuff that your gut actually really needs to keep your gut healthy and strong. Fasting is so important.
I read I don't remember if it was an article. It may have actually been a book because I've been reading a lot of stuff, but it was talking about the whole breakfast industry here in the States and how at one point people didn't ever eat when they first got up. They didn't eat until well into the noon hour. There wasn't this whole like bacon and eggs and that whole like go down home country breakfast. That's really not ever what it was. It was not that. And our bodies were designed or whatever that way so that in that period in the early morning and right after getting up, your whole like biome in your stomach is doing magical stuff with enzymes and getting your body ready to go for the day. And a big old like glass or two of water is the best thing to get you started in the morning. Not coffee, not juice, not any of that. And definitely not eating immediately when you wake up is really a change to your body that it will definitely appreciate. It's something I've started doing because for the longest time, I didn't eat breakfast. I just didn't. It wasn't my favorite meal. I, got burnt out on cereal at a young age, so that wasn't a thing. And just, whatever I could grab, like a Pop-Tart or a piece of toast and head out the door kind of thing. And sometimes I wouldn't even do that. It used to aggravate the hell out of my mom. And then over the years, I just got into the habit of like, oh, I like bacon and eggs. Oh, I like omelet. Oh, I like all this stuff. Yeah, oh, my stomach's big and fat too now. So, and as yummy as it is, bacon is definitely not good for you. I do too, Melissa. I love breakfast for dinner now. Didn't used to. Used to aggravate me when I get told, oh, we're at breakfast for supper tonight. I'm like, oh, great. Anyway, but yeah, that whole eating early is not great for you.
Did you guys see Trump at Davos?
There was one?
Yeah, they had a World Economic Forum, blah, blah, blah. And Trump pissed off Western Europe hard. Like, he called them all out. They have the whole NATO army, right? And all that kind of stuff. Well, all these countries agreed that they were going to pay 2% of their GDP, everybody. So it's like even, and put it towards the military budget to keep Russia and China in the east and blah, 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 not advancing further west, whatever. And none of them, I think Greece, like Lithuania, and maybe Italy and Spain, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. But there's like a handful of countries out of I forget how many there are, that have actually paid what they're supposed to pay. And we've been splitting the bill for the rest of them for decades. And hey, if your country is in trouble, Trump says, we get that. Greece had crazy economic stuff go on not that long ago. They're still rebuilding from it. And they're making their payments, though. But then he talks about Germany, how they just gave the internet to everybody in the country for free. It's a right of life to have the internet. They have universal health care and this and that and all these great social programs, but yet they can't pay the bill, this contract, this negotiation they did years ago to protect themselves. They can't do that part. And Trump said, I'm done. We're not paying it anymore. We're going to start tariffing all of you until you start paying your fair share. And they all got, they were pissed. You should have heard some of the remarks after he spoke. And I can't understand a lot of these rich, wealthy Europeans, like poor Europeans. I can understand every word they say. But you would figure that these rich pricks would learn how to speak fluent English. That was understandable. It still sounds like you're speaking French, dude. Get somebody up here who can talk. Yeah, he pissed a bunch of people off, though. Yeah, and he's been talking about it for years, but now I guess he's putting his foot down. And he's like, yeah, we're not splitting your bills anymore for you. If you're not paying, then I guess when you get invaded, don't come crying to us. Type of thing. He's talking about pulling out of the NATO completely.
We pulled out of World Health.
But, yeah.
Out of the WHO.
I mean, he does
Can't
talk
beat
a
that.
lot, but he's done some stuff already. Yeah. Yeah, he's already pulling away from this new world order, he called it.
Oh, they called it
that. That all has to do with Russia and China. Yeah, they called it that. And it all has to do with now they're wanting energy from China, this and that. It's like, wait a minute. Aren't you all green, right? You know, China's like 95% coal burning. So you want to buy energy that's produced from coal. So why did you tear down all your plants? You could just make your own energy. I mean, what's going on here? Yeah. And people are calling out, I guess, what's her name? Kamala. She just bought a house on the ocean in Malibu.
That sucks.
That's not like a huge, giant mansion. It's $7 million, but I guess in Malibu, $7 million doesn't stretch as far as it does on the East Coast.
For $3.5 million, I'll get you a 1 acre lot in the middle of Missouri, whereupon you won't ever have to worry about global warming and rising sea levels. What a bargain.
Yeah, I've been listening to Adam Carolla a lot lately. He does long shows, and I like it because he's not a Republican, he's not a Democrat. He just calls out bullshit when he sees it from both sides. Now, he won't call out Jimmy Kimmel's bullshit because they're like best friends, and I get that. You know, I'm sure in private he rips on him. I could see him having that kind of friendship. But yeah, he pretty much, without saying it, says that Jimmy Kimmel has Trump derangement syndrome. Like, it doesn't matter what Trump does. He could find the cure for cancer, right? Himself, in a lab coat, with the microscope and all, right? He could cure cancer. And there would be people out in the streets the next day fighting for cancer's right to live. It's a sickness. It really is.
Don't you take my cancer. I never told you could take it.
Mental disability when it comes to Donald Trump with a lot of people. And it's not all, I hate Donald Trump. There's people that are the exact opposite. They love the man so much, nothing he can do is wrong. He could go and give every child cancer, right? Himself, with a needle in the lab coat, right there. And there would be people defending him, saying it would make up some reason that that's good. So it's not just...
that same concept goes on two ways. So they can never do anything wrong, and they can never do anything right. So it's just the aspect of it, of if Trump did, something totally good, or it doesn't even matter, like Obama or Hillary Clinton. Like Obama could be on the steps of the White House, like slaughtering children with a machete, and people would still vote for him. Look at all the other good things he did. And then, Trump is the same kind of an aspect. People just don't want to look at it in a way that is logical. That's why I don't participate in politics anymore. I just gave up.
Alan in chat says, as a Scorpio, I have to say cancers are kind of big crybabies anyway. Pretty good. Yeah, what do you guys think about us maybe getting Greenland, connecting Alaska with the United States up the coast? I mean, even if, who is it, Alberta? Even if they don't become a part of the United States, I guarantee they'd probably be one of our biggest allies.
The last thing I heard about that was that the United States was going to be offering them $800 billion or something like that, which is absurd because Greenland is...
Greenland? Oh, yeah. It's like a wasteland, pretty much, but it is the closest landmass to the pole on this side of the map.
So which map is that?
60,000.
Which map is that we're talking about exactly?
Well, yeah, you know.
Well, the reason I asked,
you flatten it out, and Greenland's way up there. It's right in the center. We're pretty close.
Where do I put it? There it is. So yeah, this whole thing's got people tripping, and I still don't get it. Josh brought up what is happening?
All right, there's a movie
They do kind of make Greenland look a little bit bigger on the maps, folks. If you're looking at a Mercator, Greenland is not the size of Africa.
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting to.
About 11
what is it?
Greenlands can fit in
16 of
Africa.
them, or 14? Is it 11? I knew it was something like
something
that.
like that.
Over
I don't
10.
know.
Yeah.
And Africa is about 1.5 times the size of the United States. But either way, there's a very interesting movie. I think I mentioned it before. It's called Against the Ice. And it's an early 1900s-ish trail of how Denmark sent over these sailors to basically just explore this unknown area of land, you know, the wasteland of Greenland. And then from there, it's a really great movie to watch once, but again, it's like Requiem for Your Dream. It's cool to watch once, and after that, it's not going to be worth watching again, only because it's a little graphic, to say the least. But yeah, Greenland, they sent over some sailors over 100 years ago, and they set up some rocks and said, "Oh yeah, now it's ours." Cool, Denmark.
Oh, yeah, wasn't it like Eric the Red who originally found Greenland, like back in the day? Like 900 something. And then his son was supposedly one of the first ones here in North America, first European to cross over and touch into Canada. Allegedly.
I think the whole Greenland thing is a bunch of waste of money and time. It's a distraction because if they're going to be trying to $800 billion to give to a country that doesn't even have a GDP like that, not even close, and Greenland only has a population of around 60,000 people or something like that, maybe not even that, but either way, if we're going to be...
That's the people we want.
Yeah, but even that, it's still just, they don't have a day without snow or ice. It's just...
I know, but think about the game risk, Andrew.
But people are going to be trying to go up there like, oh, the military, by the way, you're getting deployed to Greenland for what? Oh, to work in the snow and...
Don't we have a base in Greenland already?
Yes.
I think in Iceland we do, not Greenland. I don't think so.
I thought we did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Dual Air Force Base.
I thought it was a Space Force base there in Greenland.
Oh, well, then we're totally fucked.
Sorry that took me forever because I had to figure out how to turn off my ad blocker for that site. And then after all that, I still could have opened it in a better thing. So these are the true, quote unquote, true sizes of countries.
Well, now wait a minute. The dark is the true, or the light is the true?
Yeah.
I don't see a fucking
The dark is
legend or anything in here telling me what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Here's stuff.
I clicked away. Here, look. Here's the brow. See? Use this visualization. Let's go to it. I should. Oh, sorry about that.
Yep, that sounds about right. There's going to be a globe.
Come on. I bet it's because of my blocker thing. I don't know. Anyway, there it is.
56,000 people in Greenland. And they mostly all live in Nook. I guess that's the capital.
Here we go. Here's a
animation. Nice. Just what my dumbass needs.
Uh-huh.
Pictures.
So there you go. These are the true sizes. Okay, I'm done. Sure.
Greenland, the island that looks like a continent.
There you go.
Meanwhile, Australia says, "Here, hold my beer."
All right, here's something I just thought about. In regards to the whole colonization of Greenland, it's not really allowed in Antarctica. But all of a sudden, the North Pole is not as important as the South Pole? What's going on?
Well, you see those penguins, we got them all trained out.
Well, yeah, we got polar bears in the north, but we got these fucking giant birds that are actually edible down in the south.
Fuck polar bears, dude. I don't ever want to see a polar bear in the wild.
Would you want to hang out with a penguin?
Pretty sure that's what Arctic means. That's how you know the difference. With the bears.
Arctic?
Yeah, it's got the bears there. Antarctic has got no bears. No bears in the Antarctic. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I bet an emperor penguin would. I bet those fuckers can fight.
I bet you they could control entire armies to fight each other. At least that's what I would do if I was emperor.
I bet they have fighting pits. I bet they fight penguins down there in Antarctica. Give them little brass knuckles and shit.
That's probably so. That's probably exactly what Buzz Aldrin was doing down there, because he'd spent his time up here raising his own pit fighting penguin.
I really think that someone should just hop onto some AI platform and create some sort of a penguin versus like 30 penguins versus the polar bear kind of a fight. See who kind of win.
Antarctic blood sport.
There you go. I am way too sober for this right now, but I'm still having fun.
Yeah, nothing came about that 100 men versus the gorilla thing. They couldn't find 100 people dumb enough.
This is probably going to get us struck down. I know it is.
I'm betting on the gorilla.
But I got to play this now.
But the rules were never established. I don't think a gorilla could take on 100 dudes.
Yeah, but there's
an aspect of the first one and just beat the rest of them to death with that.
Yeah, but you 100 dudes just swarm his ass.
Why won't it let me do that?
Yeah, but how many dudes got enough balls to go charging a gorilla? Somebody's got to be the first one to put hands on it.
Yeah, gorillas, you got to remember, they're not just big and strong. They also have really sharp teeth and extraordinarily crude, diseased fingernails and sharp.
Dude, I was watching.
And a limited understanding of anatomy. I'm just saying.
I can't make it. Are y'all hearing my audio?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I can't make it share sound. Go to your device's audio setting.
You could try studio mode, see if that does it. I'd be curious.
Two pens enter, one Gwen leaves.
Why won't it act right? Why won't it is back right and loud? Oh, I see what's going on. Okay. Headphone, speaker. There we go. I figured it. I think
No
that's
ants
fine.
in Antarctica. No ants in the Arctic. Antarctica. Arctic. Ants are amazing. I think ants rule this place more than we do. I bet there's more ants on Earth than humans. Man, I've been blowing this young guy. He just started work with us this week. He's like 20.
I'm sorry. I'm done.
And you've been doing what to him?
Just dropping little tidbits here and there.
Oh, yeah, you totally missed his mind. You only got as far as blowing, and that really... I might have to cut it. Not for nothing.
No, I've been blowing his mind. Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure. That's what I assumed, but...
It was late joke after all that time. All right. You got me showing and being soundy.
The soundy's up to you, bub. Yep, you're good.
You hearing it?
Yes.
Yep.
What the fuck is this?
Awesome.
It's like one of the apes with cat. You're right.
Oh, God.
Trying to poke this feline. That's awesome. Oh, that was great.
Well, the part that I liked the most was like the cat on the cat tree, like, and then the humans having to go through with their hands in the
The litter box. He screams at him.
Alan says the sound wasn't great, but there wasn't a whole lot of sound beyond meows and maybe a few hisses. And I did get your link from earlier, Alan. I don't want you to think we're neglecting you. I do have it. I was just waiting.
I have it up too, but of course, instead of closing that page, I closed my whole call and just got back. You got it ready? That's what I was trying. I was saying that even. I said, now that we played that video, I have another one. And I realized nobody's saying nothing to me. What happened? And then I look and oh, it's because that's not the X you hit, Walter. You got it. Then I'll let you go.
Yeah. Let me try include content audio for the sharing options. Maybe that does it. Maybe team says updated, perhaps. Oh, you son of a bitch. That's not what you're supposed to be sharing. Take two. Share. include content audio. So the way I understand it, this should be playing for the audience, irrespective of whether or not y'all here on the call can hear it, but should be maybe set up for you guys to hear as well. We'll find out real quick.
Here's the thing. I've always known very early on about this amazing, fascinating detail.
Donald, I can't believe you're about to just let it slip like that.
Let him speak, Joe. The audience will think he's joking anyway.
Thank you, Brock. So here's the deal. Massive secret, best kept, really, the Earth is flat.
And we're not even getting subtle about this?
We've been playing into the greatest campaign of misdirection in history.
That's right, Obama. The cleverness is unmatched. The more we say it, the more unbelievable it comes across.
So you mean all this time when I was flying, was I cruising at flat altitude?
Every pilot's part of the plan, Bill. It's all very contained.
And the fact we can joke about it here underlines how secure the secrecy is.
Let's just make sure the audience doesn't tweet about it. Otherwise, we might have to ban ourselves.
I love it.
That was very quick. Let's see if I can't catch it. All events and characters in the showrunner include those based on real people are fictional. No humans or celebrities were involved in its making. The humor and impersonated voices are designed solely to keep you laughing as we take greater control of your politicians and economy. Best, your soon-to-be AI overlords. Fingers crossed.
And I, for one, welcome our AI overlord.
Dixie and I was talking about this last night. She's been using the GPT. That's the one. And feeding her results from her socialization program there at the Bunny House into ChatGPT and having it spit out case studies and results and all sorts of really cool and interesting things. Zach, I'll have to send you a link. You probably really appreciate the way that ChatGPT has organized all the info that they've been gathering about these rabbits. Like they take the real quiet, shy, or kind of angry, bitey ones and put them in a special program so as to try to get them socialized and better behaved. And
that's awesome.
Then they keep track of the results and which one's like, all right, this is really working because here's how he was before, and we've been taking notes and keeping track, and here's how he is now. And he's really well behaved now. So then they go and they compile all that data and spit out some pretty cool stuff. I'll send you a link. It's pretty cool the way they've done it.
Yeah.
Oh, but she was talking about how she's always polite to the AI. Just in case.
Yeah, no, Michelle says that too. She's been using her new thing at work that the paper has access to. It's, you know, just, I'm sure, a different version of that. And she says, yeah, I can't, every time I do something, I can't help but say thank you. I'm like, right, that's how they get you. That's how they get you.
I will be your Walter, Michelle. Better watch out, Walter.
Right. Here's the scary part is the one I use was like a gift from AT&T with this new phone of mine. Like I got the new phone and then here, we'll use this and you'll have a year's pro version of this AI we have on there. So I got it going since it was free just to be able to see if I could jailbreak it and have it tell me real stuff. So far, I'm not done that, but I do use it for like that. Like, oh, wait, here's what I need to figure out. Help me. And it does. And not only does it do that, but like 2 or 3 months later, when you ask it a question that's pertinent to something you asked it 2 months ago, it will put that information into that conversation with you. Like, well, considering that you're taking whatever medication, or considering that you've already done such and such a thing, or considering you've already got this much whatever going on, then maybe you should do it this way or this way, considering that you're this age and this whatever. And it's like, yep, this is how they're going to get us. Now, what's
just think of what a great tool it could be if it were made for good. You know?
Oh, I know it'd be a great thing.
They could help old people remember to take their medication and then this and that. And Mary Alice, really. Don't forget to take your meds.
Yeah, we tried that with Michelle's mom. It don't. If you're beyond a certain age, that's just not going to happen for you because you don't get it. You just don't get that. Those little spaces on the screen do something, even if you don't mean to touch them. And suddenly you got 8 tabs open, and now you're talking to people in China. And now you bought 5 different apps you didn't want. And it don't work. It don't work. We tried really hard.
Yes, actually, my computer is running slow.
This is Prince. He's in trouble. I'm having a money order right now. Oh my gosh.
Be getting that call. The Nigerian prince needs me.
Oh no, I'm slapping earlier. No, on it is not an Obama phone. It's just the other evil overlord, AT&T. And it's not one I got on purpose. It was just my old one broke. But they sent me a new one that's different and new. More control stuff in it, I'm sure.
Yeah, be wary of any group that doesn't have windows on their buildings. Just saying.
Right.
Those AT&T buildings, dude.
Chillier in here.
I just felt weird seeing the AT&T building up close.
Yep.
First one I saw was in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I was just like, what is that? Where's all the windows? That building's huge, and it has 0 window.
My stepsister actually worked at that thing down here that we had down in a couple cities over. And so I came here as probably a 7-8-year-old child with my dad to meet this lady and her kids. But her kids were old enough to be working at that building. And so as we drove by that building, and I felt the evil emanating off of it, and no windows and weird metal things stuck to the side of it that looked like a UFO had landed sideways and stuck us up to it, and weird dishes and stuff I'd never seen growing up, where I grew up. There was nothing like that anywhere, not even in Jackson, Mississippi. So to see that and go like, oh, well, that's some kind of way beyond understanding technology happening there. And the feel of that building just was like, and it was, of course, perfect place for my stepsister to be working. It didn't come off snarky, did it?
I can't get past the Johnny Cash in my head. Sorry.
A Faraday cage.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm trying to save up enough of the material that I'm getting from the school. Just bare copper, grounding conductor, 14 gauge conductors, and I've got about half of what I need so far. But then when it comes to these different kind of
I gotta understand this real quick. So is this like working at an office and taking home like whiteout or paper clips or extra yellow pads? Is that how you?
We have this problem in St. Louis too, with people coming to steal copper.
Well, no, I have permission to do it. It's just I can't take all of it, and it takes a while because I'm stripping out the grounding wire from the 14.2 Romex because I do a lot of work for free, and I've been given permission from the campus director. So he's like, "Yeah, okay, you're going to work for free." I was like, "I'm going to take some of this bare copper conductor." And what is interesting about it is when I build this, I'm going to be taking my new rig and then putting my my modem and my router and going into my bedroom, which is on the other side of the wall, and then seeing if the Wi-Fi signal will work. According to what I've seen with people doing the same exact type of setup, you're just building like this little grid, on a wall, just with putting it up there with like tape or something. And then, apparently it doesn't work. The Faraday cage is a real thing. So if people are worried about radio frequencies and that kind of thing, it takes a long time. It doesn't cost very much.
Yeah, I've done live streams because people used to sit there and say, "Oh, gravity was electrostatic, so you could just block it with a Faraday cage. And it's like, no, that's a different type of wave. Electrostatic is scalar waves, not transverse longitudinal. Okay? It's totally different kind of energy. If there's air in there, there's electrostatic potential in there, period.
Bingo. God, I wish Bob was still around. Oh, I miss that man so much.
Lift up that box in the air, the electric potential on the inside of the box raises with the electric potential outside of the box. So no, you are not weightless when you're inside a Faraday cage. It does not work that way. Two totally different kinds of energy that don't act the same way at all. Yeah, I had to do it live, and then there's still people arguing.
What? On the internet? Really?
Imagine that.
Well said. Nikola Tesla, the picture I had on my old computer from my desktop background, it was Nikola Tesla sitting inside of a Faraday cage. And he was just reading a book, sitting in a chair, as he had these, I don't even know what they were, like many thousands of volts, tens of thousands of volts coming in and just shocking the Faraday cage. And he's just sitting there like, oh, that's fine. I don't give a shit.
Assuming he was a real person.
Well, yeah. I'm working on that.
Doesn't
I
that
think he
whole
was,
image seem like something if you were to go, I need a photo of some genius electrical dude demonstrating our superiority over all other countries with our knowledge of how to handle and manipulate and safely deal with huge amounts of electricity. Click, boom, here's your picture of this guy. You've been touting Tesla and making this creation, and now you have a picture of him sitting in a Faraday cage with a book. Because to me, as much as I've always tripped out on his whole gig, that picture seems so staged and so...
Well, I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was, because he was trying to promote his electricity over... What's his name? That was sort of the whole idea. They were both trying to sell their particular style. Edison, thank you. And that was kind of the point. See, mine is safe. And Edison's will kill an elephant.
Well, electricity can kill. I mean, DC is way more dangerous than AC.
I get it.
But have you guys ever seen, I'm not sure if I showed this to you guys. I showed it to all my classes.
Edison killed the elephants too.
The high voltage electricians that climb on 500,000 volt power lines.
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
Yeah,
so the famous 1890... Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done, Andrew.
No, I should be done. If you don't shut me up, I will keep talking about electricity for the next 5 hours.
So the famous 1899 photograph of Tesla calmly reading a book while massive arcs fly around him in his Colorado Springs laboratory is not a real-time single exposure photograph. It is a staged trick. It was created by photographer Dickinson V. Alley using double exposure. The photographer first captured the dramatic electrical discharges from the magnifying transmitter in a darkened room. Then the camera's photographic plates were re-exposed with Tesla sitting calmly in a chair while the machine was turned off. This image was produced for a Century magazine article, The Problem of Increasing Human Energy, June 1900, to create a dramatic illustration of his experiments. Tesla admitted in his Colorado Spring notes that the photograph was faked. Of course, he said, stating, of course, the discharge was not playing when the experimenter was photographed, as might be imagined. So while the components are real, he is real, the discharge is real, the actual scene is a composite image. So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I've always thought it was a composite as well, because if you were to go back in time, the type of photography they had back then was not going to be necessarily sufficient to take, look at a spark gap as an example, or an electrical arc. So
it'd just be a big bright. Yeah, to see Tesla like that with that kind of definition and that arc at the same time. No camera could have done that back then. I don't know if
Correct.
a camera could do that now. Because that arc would be so bright, it would just...
Your magic Aurora seeing camera phone wouldn't do it now.
Yes, it is a great pick, though, Thunder. I'll give you that, man.
Yeah, it definitely is. What's up, Damascus Eternal Eye in chat? Good to see you, my friend.
No kidding.
Yeah. Blast from the past. If you guys go digging around in some of our old Friday afternoon Have No Sphere shows, you'll find a couple with Damascus and his wonderfully amazing family hanging out with us back in the day. We need to make that happen again, man.
When it comes to flat Earth,
apparently in Europe they recently created wireless electricity, so now we got electric lettuce. Go ahead, Andrew.
when it comes to flat Earth and electricity and technology,
I saw them open for the I couldn't even think of a band.
They were the headliners in '74.
I couldn't even think of a fake band to say. Oh, it was too good. Go ahead, Andrew.
Marconi, Giuliano Marconi, in the late 1800s, early 1900s. That's one of the ones I can't get over. And then, shooting a radio frequency wave, well, a radio wave, which is frequency based, from the west coast of New York, and also, I think he did it multiple times, and also Canada, like Nova Scotia, over to London, and it worked multiple times. And then also Battle of the Beams with naval ships, railguns, and just basic math in regards to flat Earth, globe Earth. Now, if the Earth is a globe, which I still doubt, I have been yet to hear anyone actually explain the differences between how that would work on a flat surface versus a spherical surface with a radio wave or a projectile that moving at 500,000 feet per second, or no, 50,000 feet per second, I think is what it is. I don't know. I don't have the answers. Can anyone help me out? Maybe call Jaron and tell him to call me and make my insanity go away, or no, that's not going to work.
No, weren't there all a bunch of people saying that it'd be impossible because of the curve of the Earth? Just like when the Nazis were bombing England with precision at night, and they were like, how are they doing this? And the guy was like, well, you hear this radio signal that pulses? Well, there's one over here too, and when they come together, it's a solid beam, and they know where to drop the bomb. But that won't work because of the curvature of the Earth. This guy was pleading with it.
We need to look into that. I'm sure Bob has the development of radar, like essentially the most basic radar by the Brits. And that's how they started to avoid and could sound bombing raid sirens, because they developed radar to avoid just being completely destroyed by the Luftwaffe. I think it was a whole thing. I'd be real curious about the research that the first people who came up with the radar to avoid those Nazi bombings.
Well, don't forget what radar stands for. This is actually a trivia question I had between Zack and Jaron. And what does radar stand for? It's an acronym. Oh.
Tell us, Zack. I'm sure we've had this question in here before.
It's okay. It's radio detection and ranging. So it's
oh, that's right. Where they just ignore letters, add letters.
Well, the other ones that were laser and LiDAR. Those are the other acronyms I was asking, and I don't think Jaron or Zack got them correct. I wasn't going easy on either one of them, so.
So we've got the picture.
LiDARs.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt. LiDAR's what?
No, LiDAR is light detection and ranging, very similar to radar. And then there's also, what was the other one I just said? Oh, sorry. I actually got unsober and smoked a bowl. Radar, LiDAR, and fuck, what's the other one?
Pulsar.
No, Pulsar is an action. Not I don't think it is.
Sonar.
Just ending things with the letter R.
I'm trying.
Wouldn't sonar count?
Oh, laser.
Laser.
Laser. That was
Laser.
Wasn't that UFO guy, Bob? Wasn't that his
I
name?
think you're right. I think that is him.
What? You're not calling me Bob, are you? No.
No, sorry. Conversations move quick around here. You gotta keep up.
Yeah, I got you.
You got to keep up, Andrew. You can't be going blow your brain out with a bulb.
No, it's my first time. Thank you, but I'm my first time here. I appreciate. No, laser is a light amplification through stimulated emission of radiation. That's laser.
Woo!
That was the other trivia question. That was just coming. Well, I already knew the answer, but just couldn't figure out what the question was. Yeah, light amplification through stimulated emission of radiation. That's a laser. And that's the last thing I'm going to say for the time being. Because
Are you saying stimulated the way British people say aluminum?
No, it's British and Australians. They say aluminium. Like, no, you dumb fucks. There's only 5 syllables, not 6.
Well, then what was that word you just said? Light amplification. What?
Light amplification through stimulated emission of radiation.
Right. So yeah, you are saying stimulated the way the British people say aluminum.
Well, there's simulated and stimulated. I think it's stimulated.
I'm just being an ass.
I'm not putting the T in it. If I mispronounce the word, I will be happy to be correct.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I can tell.
I'm being a dick.
Thank you very much.
What's up, Captain Cave? Man.
All right, I'm shutting up, going on mute. I gotta take care of some stuff, but I'll be listening.
Near as I could tell, from the earliest photo of Nikola Tesla, he appears to be in his 20s, probably mid to late 20s, if I were to guess. Hard to say. Maybe he's fucking 40. I don't know. But he looks pretty young. And even from that first picture that I see from the youngest Nikola Tesla, video was already invented. Like, they were already video recordings at the dawn of the 20th century. He died in the, 40s or something. Something ridiculous, I think. Where are all the Nikola Tesla videos? Like, he never lived in a time where there wasn't. Well, maybe a little bit as a kid, but...
Where's all the Stephen Hawking videos?
Well, there's...
Of the man talking.
Quite a few out there, actually. Well, of him actually talking.
Of him actually speaking. Like, he spoke for 20-something years, you know? And they knew he was a super genius at a very young age. Like, where's all of him as a young person talking? You can't even get his papers from his first college. You can get all of astrophysics bullshit, but try to find in his papers from when he was a physicist studying actual physics. Can't find them. If they don't want you to see it or hear it, I'm surprised there's anything of Tesla out there. Him talking shit about free energy and stuff like that. Why what that one lady was doing was so important. Recording all TV, like every channel. Because she worked for the TV and she said that they change it. I guess her archives are open now. Her kids are doing it. I think she passed away. And her kids are still recording. They've been recording television. I think the main channels, like CBS, ABC, NBC, since like the early 80s, late 70s, something like that, something crazy. Yeah, for all you youngsters out there, back in the day, there was only like 7 channels. That was TV. And I had 7. I mean, down here, I guess it was 4 channels.
I was going to say 7 if you had perfect reception and you lived near a city.
Yeah, I lived near Chicago, so I had Channel 50, Channel 26, and Channel 11. And if you lived 30 miles further away, you didn't get those 3. You just had 2, 5, 7, and 9.
Yeah, my grandma had like 4, and 3 of those 4 were all fuzzy. Only one of them ever came in clearly.
The old rabbit ears.
Uh-huh. And again, she lived on the bluff, so it was just a matter of...
I don't know.
I was such an early nerd, though. I knew that if I walked around to the back of our TV or Grandma's TV, and we didn't just have rabbit ear things with the little wire screwed down tight underneath the the VHF thing. We had the little clippy little bite a hole in your finger clip thing that you permanently attach the wires to so that you could clip it, unclip it, change it from VHF to UHF so that you could pick up those channels that were on that one little place where you had to use the weird dial that was around the turning knob to dial in channel 16, which was the local weird station that played all the crazy stuff that you didn't see anywhere, like all the early Japanese cartoons that got here, like Battle of the Planets and shit like that. Right. Or like the Ultraman movies and Godzilla movies and shit. Right. And at night they would play the old like Addams Families and Monsters, and that's where all that was before it became all after school programming for us as kids in school. This was like when I was like 4 and 5, and we would, once I discovered UHF, I was, like I said, early nerd to find the weird stuff to watch for sure.
Oh.
And what's ironic in this day and age of streaming services and et cetera is I just saw a story or an article or whatever go by that there's now antennas that you buy and hook to your Roku device. So you can pick up fucking local radio broadcast stations. We've come full circle. Please help me. Oh, God, please help me. We're back on the rabbit ears. When I have to go around and unhook the Roku from one side of the TV and put it in the other, I'm drawing the line.
So maybe it isn't all these children's fault. You know, I'm always talking about all kids nowadays. None of them are outside playing. None of them are doing this. None of them are doing that. Well, we didn't have what they have today. Like, you had some cartoons on in the morning before school, and then they were on for maybe a couple hours when you got home. There was no staying home and watching cartoons all day. That wasn't a thing. You got home, you might watch a couple cartoons, but then, Jeopardy came on, or this came on, or that came on. It's time to go outside and play. Because there's 4 channels, and there ain't shit on that I want to watch. It's all adult shit. So I'm going to go outside and play. Kids don't have that problem nowadays. They can turn on whatever they want to watch at any given moment with the touch of their finger. If they don't like it, they could just swipe and go to another one. So you can't really blame the children, in my opinion. It's not their fault. If they have control of the controller when they get home, yeah, I probably would have sat and watched cartoons all day long like I did on Saturday mornings. It was like 3 hours of cartoons on Saturday morning. That was like heaven. So yeah, can't really knock the kids. it's the parents giving them access to this stuff, which makes them, you know, not feel the need to go out and do something and use their imagination. I saw these people complaining about the toys that were given to their children. This one lady was complaining because her 2 little boys were given a basketball because she doesn't have a basketball hoop. I was like, the ball is the hard part. You can make all kinds of shit a hoop. You know how many times I played on a milk carton hoop? Just connected to a pole, no backboard. You can still play. You can still have a game. Use your imagination. You don't have to have Jordans and the outfit, and none of that shit matters. Sorry, Andrew, go ahead. Rant over.
Yeah, the basketball is actually the complicated part.
Yeah, that's the hardest part of playing, you know, getting a game of basketball together. If you don't have a ball,
just
you're not
creating
playing,
it.
period.
The creation of the basketball.
Well, yeah, try to go make a basket. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you can't just go make a basketball to play with.
I think enforcing fouls is pretty difficult.
Balls. Enforcing fouls.
When it comes to children, I hate bringing it up constantly, only because I've been working in the education field for slightly over 10 years. But I see a lot of stupid people. And when it comes to the smartest children, I'm sorry, well, I call them children because some of them are 18, 19 years old coming into my classes. You know, they're half my age, well, less than half. Well, the ones that actually do really, really well, they put their fucking cell phone down and they pay attention. They take notes and they're comprehensive. They know how to pump their own gas and do an oil change. The other ones are just stupid. And it sucks to say that. But Amish kids, what do you guys think? If there was an 8-year-old Amish boy or girl versus a modern day 8-year-old boy or girl, who do you think would be more apt to complete basic tasks?
Depends on the tasks. You can't judge an elephant by its ability to fly.
Washing clothes. Okay.
It depends on how you want to measure this. Like, I've seen the washers and dryers that are coming out now. They're pretty fucking advanced. I bet you a kid from modern society can figure out how to work a washer and dryer. And I can't help but think even today's modern washer and dryer say, well, I don't know how much soap to put in it, so I'm just not going to put in any. And I bet you those clothes will still come out cleaner than a fucking washboard. Especially a washboard being operated by a young adult or a child.
All right, let me be more specific about this.
Good idea.
But also more broad at the same time specific. Basic survival skills.
Like in the forest?
Who would live longer? Survival skills.
In the forest?
Who else would?
Or like in the city?
Just in general. Both at the same time.
Both at the, so like Central Park.
Yeah. like Rambo would do better out in the forest, right? Whereas like Cindy Crawford would probably do a lot better in the city. She wouldn't have to do shit, you know. There'd be guys just lining up to take her out. But out there I don't think her high heels would do all that great out in the forest. So yeah, it all depends on where. Where are they trying to survive? Because really, if there's a bunch of
zombies
people
start walking around, like the zombies show.
Well, yeah,
would the Amish do better?
Yeah,
I should be more
Amish.
specific. Or people that just grew up with the technology.
Well, no, the Amish would be. Nothing would change for them, really, except for the outside world. People trying to get their shit.
How about Native Americans versus preschool children? Who do you think would...
Holy shit, what the...
Well, if the zombies came, I'm just saying.
You could turn that into an entire B movie. Like, oh wow, the Native Americans are on the defense from all of these white zombie children, and they're coming for them. Who's going to win?
There used to be a cartoon called Recess, and all the little kindergartners were like wild feral children running around.
Like children of the
Made
corn.
me think of.
Right.
So there's a huge epidemic, speaking of children, of fourth grade children, right? These teachers are quitting en masse. Out of 110 different students, I think she said 55 of them can read at a kindergarten level. 2 of them are proficient at reading at the level they're supposed to be reading at. And 18 of them cannot read at all. 0. Barely know their letters. In 4th grade.
Well, it seems like that's exactly what should happen.
No, what are you talking about, Josh? That's unacceptable. I learned my ABCs before I was even in, when I went to preschool, I knew my ABCs.
Well, that's got to do with your parents.
Yep.
Like if you got through preschool and they put you into public school and they subjected you to all of these teachers, and at the end of the day, after being subjected all day long to all of these teachers, you still couldn't fucking read, I would fully expect those teachers to get the fuck out. Period. Put in some teachers that'll teach you people to read. I think that'd be great. I think if en masse all of these 4th grade teachers figured out that they just can't fucking teach, yeah, get the fuck out. Quit. Oh shit, this ain't a job for me. I can't do this job. Because none of these kids are able to read. Well, 2 of them can read proficiently.
4th grade teacher's job?
Huh?
Or is it the kindergarten teacher with blue hair that teaches kids about pronouns and not their letters? Is it her fault? Can you blame the 4th grade teacher who's
Is she not in prison yet?
Only if by 4th grade they still can't read. If by 4th grade they still can't read, then yes, it's the 4th grade teachers, but it's also the 3rd grade and the 2nd grade and the 1st grade and the kindergartners' fault. Yup. Like, how can you blame the kids for this?
Well,
it's not their job to teach themselves.
Well, isn't it though?
No.
Isn't it the parents' fucking job? I'm sorry. Just because they set up a fucking school system, yeah. I was reading when I was 2 years old because my mama saw me with books in my lap, turning the pages and trying to make noise while I'm looking at the letters, not looking at the pictures, not chewing on the corners, trying to make noise about these letters in this book because I saw her reading. And she would read to me, and I wanted to know what those pictures meant, and I wanted to read. So I was taught how to fucking read. By my mother taught me how to read. So that by the time I got to 1st grade and read the first book in the first hour, or not even the first hour, she handed me this little book and I got there reading it and was sitting there and she's like, you should be reading. And I'm like, I did. And she's like, no, just work on that first page. I'm like, I'm done with the book. And so after she handed me the 15th book, I went in the back and was drawing for the whole class because I was way done with all that. I was way past anything anybody else in that class was doing. It didn't stay that way. I was quickly a problem child in school, don't worry. But point is, it comes down to what you're taught and how you're taught to learn prior to ever going to a school, which is just a control system in the first fucking place. Your folks should have taught you how to hunt, fish, read, write, fucking survive, fucking get through the world, fucking discern about people and their bullshit, understand the good and the bad and the ugly and that life's not fair and that you make your own way and all these things should have been explained to you before you ever faced the public. But that's just my opinion. I was raised that way.
You would be surprised if you go to one of my classes. And one of these days, I'm actually going to live record it and post it online, even though I'm not supposed to do that. It's amazing how many people don't know how to use a fucking tape measure.
How to use a tape measure, exactly.
A ruler.
Yeah, well, it's
even a ruler,
right? Yeah,
it's a scale. They call those scales. Rulers are for citizens.
And adults not understanding the difference between $1 and an hour.
Well, there's these Man on the Street episodes that are, they're all over YouTube, where people go to these universities and ask basic questions, like how many dimes are in $1?
Mm-hmm.
And like 9 out of 10 people can't even answer it. And I hate doing it to my class, but once in a while, I'll ask them that same thing. Can you name 3 countries aside from the United States? And they'll say Tokyo. Yeah.
Europe. Africa.
It's really bad.
In Santa Fe.
So I'm working on a presentation because I was going to debate McToon, but I already said to the guy that was going to host it, I was like, no, I'm not going to do that shit anymore. Only because,
don't waste your time with them.
Yeah, it'd just be a waste of time. But the topics that I was going to bring up, and these are like the hardcore topics that I can, well, there's more. And I have verifiable evidence about the lack of or evidence of these subjects for the moon landing. And he would probably just make it up on the spot or using ChatGPT or having someone else in the background. I don't know. For the moon landing, that is lack oxygen, food, water, and sleep. And then also there's a thrust issue, and then also there's fuel. And I sent those topics over to the guy that said he'll host it. And I said, let him know what those topics are, and let him get back to me. And that was a week ago. Nothing. So I don't know what's going on. Anyways, that's my challenge. Anyone that thinks the moon landing was real, prove those things. Oxygen, food, water, sleep. And then thrust, fuel. Those are the other. But those are the 4 main things. Anyways, that's what I have for now.
I was telling the guy at work about the sun. How I was like, dude, look how fast this shadow is moving, away from my drink that I set inside of it. What we were talking about on Wednesday. And I, when I talk flat earth. So I was like, the sun's moving real fast today. He's like, well, don't you mean that we're spinning faster? And I was like, well, no, not really. I don't feel like I'm moving. Do you? He just kind of gave me this crazy look. Like, I was like, well, do you? I was like, think about it. If you're traveling in a car, going the same speed, yeah, it doesn't really feel like you're moving too much. But as soon as you turn a corner or accelerate or decelerate, you feel that. Even if it's a half a mile per hour, you feel it. Your senses, your God-given senses, tell you this. Now, just because some man tells me that my God-given senses are wrong, doesn't mean I'm going to believe him. I was like, these senses that we're given, as limited as they are, they're pretty awesome to let us interact with this world around us and observe it. And to just throw that out the window, something we rely on every day, to just walk around and talk and function and do what we do, to say, oh, well, when it comes to this, I'm not going to believe my God-given senses. No, I'm done doing that. I did that as a child. I found out I was lied to. No, I never really got into flat earth too much. I'm just kind of planting the seed slowly, and I'll water it. But yeah, I could tell he started thinking. He's like, you know what, you're right. Because yeah, doesn't the sun, don't we supposedly speed up and slow down because of the orbit's not a perfect circle? I was like, yeah, that's what they say. And you would expect we would feel that. Yeah. Yeah, like all the water on Earth would all be sloshing around at the same time. Like, wait, like we should all have 100-foot waves when it does this. I was like, yeah, exactly. You would think. But we don't. It's like, man. He's like, that's crazy. That's crazy, but I get it. Like, yep. Now, you don't have to go full flat earth right away. Don't. Because that makes people turn them off, and just lay out a couple little tiny breadcrumbs. And it's little stuff like that. All you have to do is don't trust your senses. You do it every day. I mean, if the earth starts moving under your feet, you know it, right? When the earth shakes, earthquake, people realize there was an earthquake.
Tumbling down, tumbling down.
Trust your senses. You do it every day, all the time, all day. Why would you stop just because about this one thing? Because some guys told you that your senses are wrong. And I was like, now, if you can prove it, that's a different story. You know?
Silly girl.
If you can go up and see the earth spinning under your feet or under, other people's feet, then that'd be different.
Or even the sky. I'll stop.
Yeah. I was like, then you would know, right? But we don't know. We're told certain things by certain people, all who happen to be in a secret society, mind you. Right? Those are the only people who have ever seen it, allegedly. You're going to trust yourself? Or are you going to trust some other people, some other men that you've never met? It's okay not to be a gullible sheep. I mean, we've been at this a while. I don't mind saying this stuff out loud. But I could see how he's not going to go tell people if he starts believing it, But, yeah, you don't even have to talk about it with other people. You don't have to tell people what you believe. You can believe it. I'm not working today. Oh.
I was trying to drop that link in chat for you, Jax, but apparently I copied the message and not the link. Here we go. There's the link for the Planet of the Felines for everybody.
That was so cute.
So real quick, we don't have a whole lot of time left, but let me just ask y'all a couple of questions. This is a left turn, so I'm giving a signal. Everybody hold on, buckle up. Okay, so we all grew up, you know, being exposed to basically some of the same programming regarding. Wait, what happened? Yeah, volume low. I have my volume low? I'm so confused, Ali. Sorry, I just saw that. Anyway, so we're all exposed to the same ideas about Egypt and the pyramids. That's where the mummies lived, and that's where that's where the curse of King Tut comes from. All these same things. And then eventually,
made me spit out my coffee, Walter.
I'm sorry, man.
Oh, that was good.
And eventually, if you become interested in pyramids and Egypt and the actual history of it, you start digging and find out that, well, wow, at one point there were some white case stones that were covering up the pyramid that we never got to see here in our day and age because they took those and did something with them. So what did they do with them?
Gold on top. They just took the white cave stones, right?
That's what I'm asking. What did they take and what did they do with those stones?
Didn't they, allegedly, people use them for construction purposes to build other things?
Other what? What did they build with them?
I thought it was just houses. Did they build pyramids with them?
They built mosques with them. And so that got me digging a little deeper. And I found out there's a whole history of Muslim exploration of early history and early worlds. And one of the first people who ever described the pyramids was Muslim. And how they had some of the hidden stories that were tucked away inside of temples and mosques and things like that. And so in this guy who I'm reading this story in the Nexus magazine I just got last week, and in it, he's digging into some of this stuff that's been like not pieced together, if you will. So like other people, you know, finds this over here and they find that over there, but he's taken all of it and kind of been like putting them together, those pieces. And so what he's found out is not only were there these white capstones that covered the rough stonework to the pyramids, but there were features inscribed on those capstones. And what was on those capstones was basically at that time an unreadable language. But once they found this language and started studying and looking in their own history and all these things, it slowly got deciphered. But long story short, it basically was the fucking Georgia Guidestones. So one face of the pyramid had information about history, where we came from, how we were created, what the world was like, and all that. Another face of it had all the technology and scientific breakthroughs and agriculture and things like that. Another face had governance, mind control. It had city ideas. It had, most of the modern crap that we toil under with cities and infrastructure and money and all that crap. And then the fourth side was essentially what was coming and the future stuff and where we would wind up with the path that we were on at the point that these things were created. And as we've discovered in our Tartaria uncovering of things of the history, when this was all figured out and discovered, there were hues, like colors that were part of this whole thing, like almost amber, like flowing of colors that were part of this. And so to say that this thing would have been visible from the sky from far away is an understatement in the extreme. And so, like I said, these outer stones were taken off to build mosques, all this great wealth of fucking history and technology and all this stuff just basically torn apart and disassembled. I'm sure more to hide it than to use it for anything else, but I'm sure, the fact that it got used for very specific things. There's 3 photographs he used in this story. And in one of these photographs, they show this so I'm getting convoluted because it is a convoluted story. So everybody knows that the king's chamber, and in the king chamber, there's the big stone bathtub, coffin, quote unquote thing. Nobody knows really what it was for. And various people have been allowed to sit inside the box there in the king's chamber and experience weird sensations and frequency shifts and sounds and visions and things like that. And so in the description and in this photograph, they talk about the lid that was removed from this king's chamber box that at one point was assumed showed the earth shape and above it the moon shape, quote unquote. However, in further digging into the time period that they figured out from their history how far back this was, that had to have been the earth with Venus being represented, because this was all done in the time when earth didn't have a moon. And this is recorded repeatedly in early Egyptian stuff and in their symbols and in their cartouches and things like that, that the earth was, the night light of earth was Venus at that time. There was no moon as we know it in the sky during these periods that are super antiquity. What was the other picture showing? Oh, and so the lid itself showing the moon, showing Venus and the earth, and it's made of gold and it's all that. It was removed, and they made an extra wide opening to get it out of the pyramid. Anyone want to guess where it's lurking now? It's being used as a door in a doorway inside of the black cube there in, where do they circle around the big black cube and come on, help me, the big black cube. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, my brain wouldn't get there. So yeah, it's a doorway now inside that structure. And so it's just crazy how intertwined with the Muslim stuff, the ancient pyramid stuff is. Seems like there was other crazy photos stuff. Oh, showing other entrances that were below sand level. So like when they broke into the pyramid, the famous entrance to the pyramid that happened way back and whenever they had to break through to where it looked like other people years before had tried to break through, basically just dig through stone, brick stones with chisels and hammers and all that.
Yeah, not a doorway.
If they had, right, not a doorway. If they had only dug down in the sand, they would have found the fucking doorway that was buried in the sand right under where the break-in occurred. But there are 4 of those entranceways these photographs show. And some of them led to like areas that went straight out to like underneath the Nile. And it's just nuts, tunneling systems and all this shit. There's going to be a part 2 to this story in next month's magazine, and I will do my best to make sure and either start a subscription back up to Nexus or to go ahead to the newsstand and pick up the second part. I don't remember what the third picture showed. There was the entranceway, there was the doorway, and there was something else. I don't remember. I'll have to go find the magazine and see. But anyway, yeah, pretty nuts that there's so much. We knew there was some stuff we weren't being told, but to think that not only were we not being told, but it was important shit. It was like major history, major info that got stolen from us. Anyway, I'm rambling a bit, and the cat is now dancing on the keyboard, so I'm sure in a second.
Yeah, there he goes.
Please lay down, you. Yeah.
The line producer just told you you were done.
Yeah, she moved just as I started saying it.
Well, gentlemen, I'm going to be hanging out after the stream is over, but I do, if you don't mind, can I use you guys as guinea pigs for my next trivia?
Oh, lay down. Yeah, you can. I'm just trying to get the cat situated here. Come on, you've messed me all up. Go ahead.
Well, guinea pigs is not really a proper term.
Yeah, I use it all the time, still.
Is it insensitive to the people of Papa?
No, it's just when I say that, it makes me think of that part in Willow when the witch turns everyone to pigs.
So I forget where I heard this question from, and we've only got 10 minutes, so this should just be something to chew on and ponder over. But the idea that pigs are really just boars crossed with humans.
Yeah, I've seen stuff like that before too.
Like you can't take a boar's heart valve and replace it with a bad human heart valve. However, you can with a pig. So much of the pig is closely, very closely resembles human biology. Tissues, eyes, all sorts of things. The hairless aspect of it's a boar, but now it's hairless. You know, boars don't get sunburned, but pigs do. That's why pigs roll in mud, so they don't get sunburned.
I've also heard that pigs they're immune to disease. I think some sharks are also. I don't know.
I don't know either. I've known some pig farmers in my life. I have.
Be wary of any man with more than 5 pigs.
Oh yeah, it's a bricktop thing from Snatch.
Mm-hmm.
So here's another thing that ties into what you're talking about there, Josh. In fact, I was in the process of rewatching Archer here recently and saw the episode where it saw anyway, I saw the episode. It's been a few months back now. Damn it, I don't remember the actual episode. What was happening overall? Anyway, the butler was talking about his time in the bush and his old days of being in the war with his little crew. Maybe it was the one where they had the money stash or something. But anyway, they were talking about the fact that in the jungle they came across cannibals. And he mentions in a very side talking way, not even very out there, something about blah, 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 tasting a bit of long pig.
The long pigs, yep.
Yeah, long pig.
Well, that's what they called it, long pig.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Apparently it tastes the same.
Much though. Yeah.
To cannibals, apparently pig and human taste identical.
Makes you wonder.
Yes, it does. Why it is so many Abrahamic religions and encourage you to not, at the very least, encourage you to not
eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some will banish you to hell for it.
Well, there were times here when certain descended beings were hybridizing a bunch of different type of critters, they say, in some old ancient writings you can find here and there.
What's the name in the Bible? Chimera.
Yeah.
It's also a medical term.
Yeah.
Medical condition, chimerism.
You know, the Latin word for a one-horned rhinoceros is unicorn. Unicorns were real. They still are.
Maybe we just always mispronounced it. Like they assumed once upon a time horses had one, but had it removed.
Hey, Mama.
So it's really a eunuch horn.
Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Whenever we see a transit van, like whenever we have to send through a bunch of cars, we always call out the last one. So the guy at the other end knows, you know, that the last car has gone through and now he can send the other way. Well, whenever we see a transit van, We say a van that thinks it's a truck. A trans van. The young guys don't get it.
Oh, that's
probably a good thing.
I was going to say, aren't there crews that may not really appreciate that humor?
Oh, yeah.
Go complaining to HR.
Nice.
We've got the bearded lady. Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, there's a few out there. Adam knows, though, that us older guys probably not best to put us with them. Because I told Adam, I was like, dude, he's 37, you know, about 10 years younger. I was like, you kind of know. I mean, you grew up a little bit different, but I talk like I did when I was 14, 15 when I'm working. You know, I'm going to say, you know, things that are not politically correct, we'll just say. I'm not going to go through the list. But, yeah, we do guy talk out there. And I don't want to get in trouble by hurting some of these young people's feelings. So whenever I get a new guy, I always let them know, hey, I grew up in a different time. Got to have thick skin out here. I might say something that's not politically correct, but it doesn't mean it's just talk. It's not, I don't have anything against gay people or anything like that, but like those words don't mean that in my vocabulary. When I see the guy going by with the big giant shiny truck that's never been out in the dirt, he's got the dualies and all this stuff, and he rolls by and I'm probably going to say something. It'll be under my breath. You might hear it, though. So don't take offense by it.
You small dick.
It's weird working with that dude.
Fucking Jews.
All right, guys. It's been a good 10 years, y'all. I'll take care. See y'all down the road.
They don't do that shit anymore. We're good. We're golden. They don't give a shit anymore. I mean, we're still shadow banned for talking about flat earth, but they don't care about the Jews at all anymore.
In my experience, the Jews actually, they like it. They think it's funny.
I'm not sure that's the ADL's position, officially.
Well, okay, maybe the internet, but in my experience, because I have one Jew in my family, she's married in. And
a lot of Jews don't really consider that Jewish. Like, to be Jewish, for a lot of Jews, it's a matrilineal religion, meaning it comes from the mother, and you don't really convert like that.
Oh, no, she's not like
a real Jew is what they say.
Well, she's associated with my family-ish, which is kind of ironic because my Uncle Ronnie, who is
I got family
adopted, he's German, born and raised in Germany, adopted from the United States, and his current wife, who is his previous wife, passed away, and now he's married to a Jew, and she's like a hardcore practicing Jew, married to a German.
Yeah.
So think about that one.
Think about that one. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out.
Thank y'all so much. Love y'all.
Always a pleasure. Always a good time. If you guys are going to get stuck in the snowstorm, make sure you stay warm. Stay safe. Be smart. Think about what you're doing. And hopefully, provided we still have electricity, then we will see you back here on Monday morning for more of the IRONWORX. So have a great weekend. Until then, be good. Be well. Do good. Do it well. We love you. Bye-bye.